So who are some of the partners involved in this pledge that you were just speaking about with the Rockefeller?
Right, Jumana. I mean, we heard Ashvin there talking about some of the public investors that they have there at the African Development Bank, obviously the World Bank. But it's interesting if you take a look at some of the organizations that are also a part of this pledge. And this is just the initial partners right now. So we have, obviously, the Global Alliance for People and Planet and Sustainability Energy for All. There's also foundations like the IKEA Foundation and the Bezos Earth Fund that are taking part in this initial one. And what was interesting when we spoke with Ashvin is that he told us that there are a lot of other investors potentially interested in the long term. He talked about a number of them being located where you are in the Middle East, and also just globally, many people seeing the need and the opportunity that exists here, but still wanting to get to the heart of some of the issues and the concerns that there have been in the past around investing in some of these projects. But definitely he believes that there is a long list of people who will continue to join this pledge because they have a goal for $90 million in a few years.
And how do they plan to mitigate the risks involved in this kind of endeavor?
And this was something we wanted to speak to Ashvin about because, you know, a lot of times on the continent, we talk about the number of projects that are started, but the issue always becomes seeing them all the way through, right? They get off the ground, but it's seeing them through. And that's really where a lot of investors have, and Ashvin shared this with us, expressed concern in particular about getting involved. And so they have talked about, they have a joint governance body that is looking into some of the risks that have happened in the past with some of these projects. They're also trying to come up with the right mechanisms to get around some of the currency risks, potentially in investing in different parts of the continent, and also ensuring that the public sector is a part of this, because he did continue to stress that, yes, this is the private sector mobilizing capital, but the only way that things are going to actually get done is if the public sector has the political will. He said that a few times to me, the political will to see things through and to ensure that we see some of these projects actually getting the help and the support and the regulation that they need. So still a lot to overcome, but this is significant that they've been able to mobilize this capital, especially for a continent that really does need to be electrified to help boost the economy and you know, increase jobs.
And Jen, what is the long-term potential they actually see for a project like this? Clearly, there's a lot of focus on investment, on bringing in other partners, but what are they looking to extract from this? What is the long-term return on investment potential?
Exactly. And that is kind of to the heart of it, Jumana, because these investors, as much as this is a moral need and a good thing to do, they are not getting into it just for that reason, right? They are looking for bankable projects. And so Ashvin walked us through a few of the projects that they've identified. And they're saying that this is not necessarily going to be targeted to just a few of the countries that they've initially come out with this pledge. They are hoping that more countries, more projects continue to surface that they can invest in. But again, they see a need to make sure that a lot of these projects are bankable and they can actually get electricity to people, because this is a continent that is suffering from some of the worst electricity depletions for their citizens, excuse me. And so the opportunity is there for the economies themselves, for the businesses, for the entrepreneurs who are potentially starting this. And therefore, he sees this translating to the global economy because, of course, this is the youngest. The population is one of the youngest in the world. They are going to be the workforce of the future. So getting this continent electrified and connected is going to be beneficial for more people than just here on Africa.